All right. So this is a full moon lunar eclipse night, 10th of January 2020, and I've been guided to do a very public reading, unlike all other readings that I'm usually doing that are strictly private. And I can't say I really have a question for a reading. I'm gonna maybe talk through it and gonna see what comes out. And I hope you resonate with it and find it useful. I'm gonna start with just like a classic deck, playing cards. I got this deck so I don't have to bring tarot with me all the time, and it's lighter because it has less cards. So it does not, it's not for like life-changing messages. It's just daily occurrences, mood fluctuations, and subtle or mundane or just, yeah, daily things like that. So I'm just gonna start shuffling, and it can take a while. I don't know how long it will take. I never force anything to come out, so we'll see. All right. Four of Cups and an Ace of Cups, which is same message doubled. As you know, and Four of Cups is you sitting there bored with your 3 cups, and a god is the universe or whatever is just trying to make you see the other cup that they're giving to you that's right in front of you, this one. So maybe there is something that you're not seeing, and the universe is trying really hard. It's like keeps repeating. That's actually very interesting because I knew what I wanted to talk about in the beginning. Like I was like, okay, I might need to talk in between cards, and I was like, I want to talk about repeating messages, and literally the first 2 cards are about repeating messages. Now is the time that I noticed, and with people I connect with, and with myself, there are messages that keep coming up, and often we don't notice them for reasons that it's not the same per se message, not necessarily, but it's the same feeling that it evokes in us. So we need to be a little bit more willing to step back a little bit and relax and see what we are receiving. Is there something in your life that you see, especially recently, that keeps coming up? Is it a feeling of anger that just comes up out of nowhere? And then you start resisting the anger, and like, I'm not that kind of person. Where is it coming from? Well, that's your job to find where it's coming from, but universe's job is to show it to you, and if you're not very attentive to the messages, at some point shove it in your face. And well, it's also right if it does, because then you don't have a choice but to face it. But if you don't want to have that situation happen, You know, just look around. What's up? Are there things that feel like, oh my god, it just keeps happening and I have no idea why? Just look at it. Is there a fear that you're trying to avoid and it keeps coming up from different sides, sources, different people, different situations trigger the same freaking fear? And you're like, I'm so over this, I don't want to see this, I don't want to hear this. And the thing is, you will keep seeing and hearing this until you sit with it, so you can walk through it and release it. And you know, these few days are very transformative, and they're about breaking down old as heck structures that don't serve you anymore, that haven't been serving you, that haven't been serving your ancestors. So, okay, you see cards are like very patient. They're like, Tanya, are you gonna say more? We'll see. We'll see. Maybe that's gonna be the whole tone of the reading, you know, maybe this deck doesn't have anything to say anymore. Because, I don't know. Five of Cups. Kind of similar tone, isn't it? I don't want to take this new cup because I'm upset about other 3 cups that spilled. I was bored with them, couldn't even like see what's wrong, just didn't like them. Then they got spilled, and now I'm upset about it. Didn't want to see the Ace of Cups 1, 2 times, so 2 of Cups. And here again, 2 of Cups, they're still full. I don't want to look at them, no matter how many. This is too little for me. I don't want 1. I don't want 2. I want 10. Nobody's gonna give you 10 if you don't show them that you're willing to take. You know, it's like that lucky penny that you don't pick up from the street, and the universe is like, okay, you don't want to receive? Alright. Then I know that about you. Alright. So what the theme we're seeing here is focusing on what we don't like or what we don't have. Not so much of a powerful stance. Not so much a creator. More yeah, this egoic loop of I don't like this and I can't do anything about it. But what used to be was so good, but now it's gone, but now I don't like what's now. And just going in those loops over and over again. Not taking what's in front of you because it's not what you were asking for, or so as you think. Also good reason to fine-tune your asking. You know? Fine-tune your asking. Make it either as open as possible so you can receive whatever universe has in store, or as precise as possible, because if you want something very precise and you're asking for a broad thing, if you say I want love and then a stranger in the street smiles at you and you like not even taking that in, universe does not see that you are ready to receive love. And then you get upset. because he had an idea of what that would look like. Oh my god, too many wanted to jump out. I'm probably gonna switch to another deck soon. Let me see. Alright, these were probably last ones from this. Beautiful. Eight of Swords and Ten of Wands. Feeling stuck in your thinking? What I just said. This is just your thinking. This is not real. And it's not like all feelings you feel are real, right? But these are about the situations that you're in. And you're like refusing to see what's happening. And this is how you're doing it. You closed your eyes and you feel like you can't move. All these thoughts, they just trapped you where you're at. Because of all the burdens you decided to carry. I can't this, because when I was a baby, my mom said that was embarrassing. I can't look on the bright side because that would be inappropriate in such situation. What about the spilled cups? Because my dad will always get obsessed about the spilled cups and make everybody responsible and blame everybody for the spilled cups. So now I'm carrying this idea and it is trapping me and preventing me from seeing and or acting in real life out of my heart and accepting universe's guidance. All right. I mean, there is Six of Wands on the bottom, victory. It is somewhere on the bottom, you know? It's like it's accessible to you, it's available. Nothing is fine now. Nothing is ever final. You always have more, what's the word I'm looking for? Opportunities. It's never too late to start. Actually, maybe that I think of it. Wow. I got so used to the tiny deck that this seems too big. First, of course, it was the opposite. Like, I think I might leave this for a bit later because I want to go with the classic one for now. Yeah, I hope it's all going well for you. I mean, if you're watching it now, if you're watching this video now, there's a chance that you are not looking at your things and trying to distract yourself with somebody else's opinions. Even though everything is happening in divine order and in divine timing, and I'm here as the universe providing messages for you, just, don't forget that listening, learning, asking is one part of the equation, but you still have to receive, act, think, let go, surrender. You can't surrender through thinking and listening. It's an active inaction. Not really talking about complete inaction, but like actively letting the feeling overtake you and bring you wherever you need to arrive. Alright, I wonder what this notes to me. There are a lot of cards that almost want to jump out, and or they're like bunches. And when I do reading for myself, I often look at them and put them back. Because they're like almost there. Maybe it's some kind of related situation, maybe it's some kind of thought that you were thinking and it's just like got attached, but it's not fully relevant to the bigger message of the reading. But I like my messages to be kind of precise. I don't like throwing out half of the deck on the table. I mean, if I want to look at the half of the deck, I always can just, spread the deck on the table or on the floor and look at it. I am really looking at the cards that really, really want to jump out. And let me turn it, because otherwise it will appear that it's upside down. Yep. Waiting for that baby, for that fool to make a first step out of this deck. If it's serving. What are the messages for the full moon lunar eclipse? All right. That was interesting. That's really, really interesting. I was just talking to my friend about these two. Know your worth. Queen of Pentacles. Know your worth. Know your worth. When we're operating from this deeper inner knowing of what we deserve and what is rightfully ours, which is everything that we receive, everything that we wish for, truly, in our heart. Even things that we often even get things that we ask for, but maybe are not in our highest good, but then it's just a good time for the lesson, right? This is fighting against, you see this Five of Wands? They make up this star. You're fighting against knowing your worth. But the next one is the Six of Wands, and it's a victory. So you know, you won't have to continue fighting for long, or like you won't be able to. That's the thing. Because you're carrying all this wands, which is 10 of them, and it's hella heavy. It's not easy to fight with. I mean, they are exactly what's fighting you, but you know, one thing is to have a little bit of nuisance. Am I saying it right? And another one is having a whole war in your brain, in your mind. And at some point, especially when we believe in that, and all those negative thoughts, ideas that are holding us back, the more we believe in them, the more physically they're affecting us. And at some point, there is no choice. They're just gonna drag you down and make you surrender. And from there, you will have to return to that knowing. It's kind of also, getting, it's like you're getting this cup, you're getting this another cup, but you're getting compliments from people, you are accomplishing certain things, and you keep doubting it. You keep saying, oh, that doesn't mean anything. Oh, that was just an accident. I'm no good. No, my dad said I was a failure. So I'll never be real good, and all that you're saying is just complete bullshit, and you're fighting. And you're feeling like this, completely stuck and imprisoned. This one fell out when I just even wasn't thinking. Like I just started shuffling unconsciously, and she fell out. Empress. Number 3. Beautiful. Venus wants you to create and be happy. And actually, I should have shown you when I said 3 in the creation, there were like 3 of cups on the bottom, but it doesn't matter. Again, victory is not far. Victory is not unattainable. It's actually right there, right now, here with you. It's right here. If you stop fighting, you won. Which is our mind is gonna tell us the opposite. And that's why it's so hard to stop those toxic cycles. Because we feel super scary, super in a lot of pain, and somehow our mind tells us that if we stop fighting, it's gonna be worse. But the very hopeful and beautiful truth is pain comes from fighting. So if you don't want to be in pain, drop those sticks. Made a beautiful star out of them. And from that space, you're ready to create whatever you want, whatever you desire. There is no limit. She's the knowing, and she has this beautiful star crown. Look, this is just one star. Oh, there are a lot of them. I'm not gonna count. now. Maybe later I would be like curious and have to count. But that's the truth. All of this happening together with this. This is all on the same plane, right next to each other. Which one are you gonna give your power to? Which one you're gonna give your attention to? And there's no judgment, no blame, no nothing. If you can't right now, if it seems too scary, too painful, you're not ready. First, very beautiful and amazing step for you is let yourself be in whatever state you're in. Be nice to yourself. What would you tell a tiny baby that's scared or that's sick? Say to yourself, give yourself everything a baby would need in that situation. I'm enjoying this so much, but I'm also thinking that I enjoy like this repetitive movement of shuffling. Like literally when I do readings for myself, it can be like a few minutes that I just shuffle without any cards coming out, and I'm just like in the energy, and it's really something. Not exercise, but you know that things come out when they have to come out. It's not even about patience, because you don't know what you're looking for or waiting for. Look at this beauty. First, this beautiful Nine of Pentacles. She knows her worth. She started creating. I mean, they're not like technically in that order or whatever, but the story is very beautiful. You release your fightings, you put down all the swans, you acknowledge your worth, you create whatever you desire, and know that you're creating on all realms, on all planes, and all areas of your life. But you have to be putting effort in the 3D where you have control over, right? If you want to be like an amazing successful artist in 20 years, you ask yourself, how can I start walking towards that goal now, and do it now. And before even you achieve your goal, you're gonna feel like this. You're gonna feel like a beautiful person in an amazing dress, walking around the garden, full of self-love and self-empowerment, and knowing that their destiny is in their hands. There's nothing outside of you that rules your destiny. And unless you're ready to accept that truth, and then accept all the beautiful gifts that universe is bringing you, you might not feel really well. All right. And the other beautiful thing, look at this. What was under Nine of Pentacles? Four of Wands. Stability, happiness. Who doesn't want that? I'm gonna shuffle for a little bit longer. And then move on to the next deck. If I feel like it, I'm not sure. Beautiful. I love this so much. So on point. All right. This is just a textbook story on manifestation and living your best life. Literally, this is like self-improvement course that you buy somewhere on a fancy website. That's what they're gonna tell you in the course of 30 days or for like a certain amount of money, which is nothing wrong with that. It's amazing. Investing in yourself is amazing. You should definitely do that. Yes, rent is also an investment, I know. But money is energy. When you think money rules over you, that money's got you, that you're not, that it's not possible to spend them for what I want because otherwise I'll die. You're literally telling the universe that for you getting what you want equals death or suffering. So keep that in mind. I'm not saying that we don't live in the current system that is pretty challenging. I'm not saying any of that. Just watch your thoughts. Watch your beautiful thoughts. With your beautiful awareness. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is really nice. I'm taking the story in and I'm just like mesmerized of how beautiful and intact it is. Oh, almost. This almost fell out. But we already have this. Da da da. Which, doesn't make it less obvious that this message is empathized. Nice, interesting. This didn't fall out, there was just sticking out a lot. Childhood issues, babies. Childhood issues. Because this doesn't come out of nowhere. This comes out of here. If you know your worth, if you know your worth, you love yourself, you take care of yourself as much as possible. Things that you can't get rid of, you accept as your own choice. You feel great and amazing, and you don't feel burdened, and you don't feel stuck. So this is very critical to look at 3, 6, 9. All creation energy. Initial creation. Just creativity and beauty and life. This is creation after you were born. That created your ego, your defense mechanisms that allowed you to survive as a baby. Now it's not serving you anymore. Now it creates this fears, confusion, doubts, exhaustion, and this is the next stage you are going to. And next one is going to be back on 3, because it's going to be 12, and 12 is 3. Let's see. Oh, I already, I promised already. Huh? Oh my god, who would have known? Didn't I just say the next one's gonna be like 3? I mean, if this, I'm amazing. Look, I'm just like reading the freaking life. So, these things have to die. And then you go, where? To the next level. 21, which is 3. This is literally next level of your life. This is next stage. This is a completion of this lesson, of this creation. This is so good. I mean, if I were watching this reading right now, I would have been like crying, like, I don't know, like there's no tomorrow. But I'm in a mode of channeling, and I just feel super happy, and it's exactly what I know it to be. So beautiful. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure that you can see all of them, but also that they sit in relation to each other. Okay. Oh my god, do we even need another deck? Maybe. Not today. Maybe not tonight. This is very beautiful. This is so amazing. This is a reading for patient people. No, this reading is for everybody, literally. Whatever you see is for you. It always is. You just have to see it. Up. A Hierophant. What the freak are you doing here? My cat ate it a little bit. Creativity. Thinking of the 5th house. I know. Haha. Oh my god. Okay, message just got upgraded to the next level. So you done all of this, right? You went through the circle of creation, of addressing all the false layers. You came back to your full power. You went to the next level with your foundations that you created in this process, allowing you to go to the next level. And on the next level, you're the one making the rules. That's the message. Now you're the Hierophant. You create your own systems, whatever that would look for you. You know, your plant is a system. It doesn't have to mean control. It doesn't have to mean external, what's the word? Authority. System is just a bunch of things that work together really well. That's it. And you're your own Hierophant. Now you make the rules. Your dad doesn't make the rules anymore. I don't want to say your dad is dead because I'm sure somebody's dads are dead and it's a reality. But all this burden gone. And now you put this down and now you're like, okay, I have a foundation and I'm gonna make the rules. You're gonna create the rules of your universe, of your new world. You've been to the sky. You've been to heavens. You came back and you're like, I know the truth. That I'm love and awareness. That I'm infinitely abundant. That I'm here to bring more love and peace into this world. And that's what I'm gonna do from now on. Not just sitting there and wishing that, oh, I wish it was there. No, just knowing that you're exactly the one to create it. I don't know, okay. Is it too much? 2 cups on the bottom. Haha, right, okay. Okay. Slow and steady movement. And happiness. And creation. So honestly, so beautiful. But those are like promise cards. Even if we are talking about the fact that everything, all of this, is available to you right now. These few days, or let's say today, your focus is on what is this that I'm carrying that doesn't serve me at all, or has nothing to do with me. You're carrying everybody's burden. You don't have to. You think you have to, but you don't have to. You can make a choice to not do that. Or you can stand in your power and say, right now I'm doing this because I have to. Like if your relative is like sick in the hospital and you're taking care of them. You really don't have to, but you might feel like you do have to. Instead you say, I choose to. And this becomes lighter because you're not telling yourself that you are powerless to a circumstance. And that's very important. And then you stop feeling like this because there is no message saying you have to and you don't have any other alternative. This message just goes, eh. Because you're choosing what you're creating. Okay. Share, like, subscribe. Love yourself. Do work. Loving yourself is not like I command you to have a feeling of all-encompassing love towards yourself. That's not what it is about. It's about I'm gonna make choices that center my well-being, and I'm gonna pay attention to things that don't serve me and see if I can release them. I'm not talking about feels good, feels bad. A lot of things that serve you really well might not feel so good. Like when you go into childhood traumas, might actually feel quite sickening. And you will only do it if you truly love yourself and wish yourself best. All right, I think we'll wrap it up. See you later, guys.